Tomorrow's newspaper front page is coming up, but first, Neil Oliver is tonight's outsider. And it's safe to say the great man has returned from his 2-week holiday with a characteristic bang. Here's his monologue, viewed online by over 2 million people so far. It's enraged all the usual suspects, all the right people, seen him trend all over Twitter. Watch.
Every passing day it becomes more and more obvious to me that we are no longer being treated as individuals entitled to try and make the most of our lives, but as a barn full of battery hens, just another product to be bought and sold down the river. Then the solution to the problem might be to turn your point of view through 180 degrees and accept, however unwillingly, that we are, how best to put this, being taken for a ride.
We warned of so much of what is now happening in 2020. I mean, I remember listening to you throughout 2020, warning so much of this. So, Neil, how much of what's going on is now sinister?
I think it's all sinister. I think there are plans to, whatever you want to call it, Great Reset, the New World Order, whatever. Those of us that were warning about it and at least airing the possibility that that was what was going on 1-2 years ago, and we were just roundly ridiculed for it, and we still are dismissed as conspiracy theorists. But anybody who looks on at what's happening now and doesn't join up the dots, doesn't see the bright constellation in the sky, it's glaringly obvious that what is going on is deliberate. We're long past the point where people can say that cost of living crisis, absolute nonsense. It's a cost of lockdown crisis.
Which was predicted. It was predicted.
Yes, I mean, those were decisions that were taken. And those decisions having been taken, they were being pointed out by people like me, by people like you, and scores of other people saying that this will go in only one direction. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. And long past the point when you could excuse it with any kind of incompetence or any kind of desire to take control of a pandemic, so-called, it was apparent that what was being done was the dismantling, the deliberate dismantling of so much that we have, our ancestors have handed down to us. The structures of society are being deliberately taken apart, and it's all about making sure that the most of us, you and me and the rest of the ordinary population, have access to less energy. We don't fly. Our diet is reorganised so that we eat what we are told. And at the same time, the elite and the rich will carry on as they have always done. The rich and the powerful are doing what they've always done, which is making sure that they have more of the good stuff and us below the castle walls have less of everything. None of it's accidental. None of it's incompetence. It's a well-oiled plan that's been a long time in the preparation. Now it's being executed. And unless and until enough of us stand up and say, we can see what you're doing, we know what you're about, pack it in, and get back in your box, because we are the people, we are the majority, we are the billions. This is our planet, these are our countries. We will live our lives as we see fit, and just stop trying to tell us what to do.